Welcome to this channel. Here, we focus on helping you improve your English step by step. Learning a language is more than memorizing vocabulary or grammar rules, it's about building skills that work together. Reading, listening, writing, and speaking are the four pillars of fluency. Each one plays a unique role, and when you practice them in balance, you'll see faster, deeper progress. In this video, we'll explore why each skill matters and how you can train them effectively. By the end, you'll have clear strategies you can start using today to make English a natural part of your daily life. Let's get started. Firstly, we want to talk about reading. Reading is one of the most powerful tools you can use to improve your English. Every time you read, whether it's a novel, a news article, a blog post, or even short social media captions, you expose yourself to new words, new structures, and new ways of thinking. Unlike listening or speaking, reading gives you control. You can pause, go back, underline a sentence, and really digest what's in front of you. This makes reading the perfect environment for deep learning. The real secret, however, is not just what you read, but how you read. Passive reading, where your eyes move across the page without much engagement, won't take you far. Active reading is the key. Try underlining unfamiliar words, and before checking the dictionary, pause and guess their meaning from context. This habit trains your brain to think in English, instead of constantly translating back to your native language. It's also important to vary your reading sources. Novels can immerse you in storytelling and culture. Newspapers and online articles teach you formal structures and real-world vocabulary. Blogs and social media posts, on the other hand, give you a taste of casual, everyday English. Each type of text adds a different flavor to your skills. Start small and stay consistent. Even reading just 15 minutes a day can make a dramatic difference over time. Choose material that actually interests you, because motivation is half the battle. If you love sports, read sports news. If you enjoy technology, dive into tech blogs. The more you care about the content, the more likely you are to stick with it. One powerful technique is to keep a reading journal. After finishing a text, write down a short summary in your own words. This simple exercise reinforces your memory and connects reading with writing, another core skill. Remember, when you read in English, you're not just learning words, you're building an inner voice that thinks in English. That silent voice inside your mind is what later makes speaking and writing flow naturally. Reading, therefore, isn't just about books or articles, it's about training your brain to live in the language. Now that we've explored reading, let's move on to listening. Listening is where English comes alive. It's the skill that connects you directly to the natural rhythm, sounds, and emotions of the language. While reading builds your vocabulary, listening trains your ear to recognize how words are really pronounced, how sentences flow, and how meaning is carried through tone and speed. Without strong listening skills, conversations feel like noise. With practice, however, those sounds turn into clear, understandable messages. The most important thing to understand is that listening is not about catching every single word. Native speakers often talk quickly, use slang, or connect words together in ways that textbooks never show you. Instead of panicking, focus on the bigger picture. Train yourself to listen for keywords, the main idea, and the emotion behind the message. This way, you'll understand the meaning even if you miss a few details. There are two types of listening practice: passive and active. Passive listening is when you play English music, podcasts, or shows in the background. This helps your brain get used to the sounds of the language, almost like background training. But real progress comes from active listening. This means paying full attention, replaying sections, using subtitles at first, and then challenging yourself to go without them. One powerful technique is shadowing. Listen to a short clip, maybe from a podcast or a movie scene, and then repeat what you hear immediately, trying to match the pronunciation and rhythm. It might feel strange at first, but it's one of the fastest ways to improve both listening and speaking together. Make listening fun by choosing content you enjoy. Love sports? Watch interviews with athletes, into movies. Watch your favorite films in English, first with subtitles, then without. Like learning science or history, there are thousands of podcasts waiting for you. When you enjoy the content, your brain stays alert and motivated. Remember, listening is about patience. At the beginning, everything may sound too fast, but over time your brain adjusts. One day, without even realizing it, you'll notice you're following conversations with ease. That's the moment when English listening shifts from a challenge to a natural part of your daily life. Listening is powerful, but it's not enough on its own. Next, let's focus on writing. Writing is often the most overlooked part of language learning, but it's actually one of the strongest tools you can use to organize your thoughts and truly master English. Speaking is fast and spontaneous, but writing slows you down and forces you to think carefully about words, grammar, and structure. That extra time makes it one of the best ways to practice and internalize what you've learned. The beauty of writing is that it creates a record of your progress. Every sentence you write is a reflection of your current level, and over time, you can look back and see how much you've improved. This feedback loop is incredibly motivating. Oh, get started. You don't need to write essays or long stories. Begin small. Keep a short daily journal, in English, even just a few lines about your day. For example, today, I went to the park. I saw children playing football, the weather was sunny, and I felt happy. Simple, yes, but powerful, because it forces you to think and produce English actively. Another effective exercise is writing summaries. After you read an article or watch a video in English, try writing a short paragraph summarizing it in your own words. This practice connects your reading, listening, and writing skills together. When you're ready for more, challenge yourself with creative writing. Write short stories, dialogues, or even social media posts in English. You can also try writing emails, reviews of movies or books, or opinion pieces about topics you care about. The goal is not perfection, the goal is expression. Grammar mistakes are part of the journey. To improve, use feedback wisely. Tools like grammar checkers can highlight errors, but don't rely on them too much. Instead, treat every mistake as a lesson. When you correct an error, write the correct version again so your brain remembers it. Most importantly, writing helps you build confidence. If you can put your thoughts into clear English sentences on paper, you'll find it much easier to say them out loud later. Writing and speaking are partners, not rivals. One strengthens the other. Remember, writing is not about creating perfect text, it's about consistent practice. Every line you write is a step closer to fluency, and over time, these small steps add up to big progress. Of course, writing builds confidence on paper, but speaking is where it all comes to life. Speaking is often the skill learners fear the most, yet it's also the one that shows your progress most clearly. Reading, listening, and writing can be practiced privately, but speaking pushes you out into the open. That's why it feels scary, and that's exactly why it's so powerful. Fluency doesn't mean perfection. It means communicating your thoughts with confidence, even if mistakes happen along the way. The truth is simple. You can't become fluent without practicing speaking regularly. But here's the good news: you don't need to live in an English-speaking country to do it. You can create opportunities wherever you are. Start small, by speaking to yourself out loud. Describe what you're doing. I am cooking dinner, I'm cutting vegetables, I'm turning on the stove. It may sound funny, but it forces your brain to form sentences in real time. Another excellent method is retelling. After reading an article or watching a video, try to explain the main idea in your own words. This bridges your listening, reading, and speaking skills together, and helps you remember new vocabulary. Of course, nothing replaces real conversation. Find a language partner, join online communities, or use apps that connect you with native speakers. If you don't have a partner, record yourself speaking and then listen back. This not only builds confidence but also helps you notice areas to improve, such as pronunciation or grammar. Don't worry too much about mistakes. In fact, mistakes are proof that you are pushing your limits. Focus first on clarity. Make sure the other person understands your message. Over time, accuracy and fluency will naturally improve. Think of speaking as a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. The secret is consistency. Even 5 minutes of speaking practice every day is more effective than one long session once a week. Make it a habit, and soon speaking will feel less like a performance and more like a natural conversation. Remember, language is not meant to stay in books or notes, it's meant to be spoken. Every time you open your mouth and use English, you are claiming ownership of the language. So don't hold back. Speak boldly, speak often, and let English become your voice to the world. You've just explored the 4 core skills that form the foundation of English: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Each one is powerful on its own, but the real magic happens when they work together. Reading expands your vocabulary, listening sharpens your ear, writing organizes your thoughts, and speaking brings it all to life. Think of them as 4 wheels of a car. If one is missing, the ride is bumpy. But when all 4 are strong, the journey to fluency becomes smooth and unstoppable. The most important lesson is this: consistency beats intensity. You don't need hours of study every day. What you need is regular practice, small steps, repeated daily. 10 minutes of reading, 15 minutes of listening, a short paragraph of writing, and a few minutes of speaking practice. It may feel small, but over time, these habits transform your skills. Also, don't let fear stop you. Mistakes are not failures, they're signs of growth. Every wrong sentence is a step closer to a correct one. Every time you struggle to find a word, your brain is stretching, learning, and preparing to do better. Next time, confidence comes not from being perfect, but from daring to keep going. So, what should you do next? Choose one skill to start practicing today. Read an article, listen to a podcast, write a short journal entry, or speak out loud for a few minutes. Tomorrow, do the same with another skill. Keep rotating, keep practicing, and you'll see how each skill supports the others. Remember, English is not just a subject to study, it's a tool to connect with the world, to access opportunities, and to express who you are. Stay patient, stay motivated, and trust the process. Thank you for watching, and if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. Your journey to English fluency has already begun, so keep moving forward and let your voice be heard.